back to Linda's Pantry. So today I get to bring you along for a sweet treat. I'm excited to do this for you. I saw this the other day on Betty's Kitchen and I thought, ooh, my husband would really like this. So I tried it and then I've done it a couple of different ways and I've put a different spin on it every single time. So I hope it inspires you to stay with me on this because it's delicious. And go down in the About section below, check out all the links that I've left for you. My Wild Treat website, my Facebook page, as well as my Zaycon food link where you can go sign up for free and get notified of an event to save you a lot of money. So let's go make these sweet treats. These are absolutely delicious cookies. So here we've got our ingredients list and I'll go over it with you real quick. Super easy. I was so excited when I saw this because I knew that I could make this in, a batch or two and wrap them up for gifts, and my husband loves this. So you've got chocolate chips. You're going to need about a 12-ounce bag. I've got the big bag, so I just guesstimate it out on this 9 by 13 baking dish. And I put parchment paper. This is a little different than what Betty did, but I put parchment in here because first time I did it, it was super hard to get out of here, even though you've got butter down. You've got a cube of butter that's going to get melted down in this. I'll put it right in the microwave. You've got one, I'm going to call this a sleeve of graham crackers that you're going to crumble up in the food processor. You've got some pecans or nuts of your choice, or leave them out. I mean, you can do anything you want with this. And today, I'm going to put my own little spin on this. I found these cinnamon chips. So we're going to do cinnamon and chocolate, and then you also need a can of sweetened condensed milk. That's how easy this is. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get our sleeve of graham crackers locked, and here we go. Okay, so that's done. That's pretty simple. So I'm going to melt this in the microwave right in this pan. Now, if your microwave's not big enough for a 9 by 13 pan, by all means, go ahead and melt it in a dish and then put it in here. The parchment doesn't want to lay perfect yet, but trust me when I tell you it comes out just fine. So this is going in the microwave. So we've got my butter is all melted, and if it doesn't go all the way to the edge, you can move it. So don't worry about too much of that. We're going to take our graham cracker crumbs, and you're just going to sprinkle them. Now, Betty didn't stir or do anything with hers, but I'm definitely going to, just because I've made this now about 4 or 5 times. It was a big hit for Thanksgiving guests that were popping in too. So just spread that out a little bit. Make sure that your graham cracker crumbs are all saturated with the butter. A layer of these cinnamon chips, and these look like chocolate chips, but they're cinnamon. And I'm going to taste one for you. They're sweet with just a hint of cinnamon. They're really good. We don't want this too over the top cinnamony, but I am going to sprinkle some cinnamon in here just to give it an extra kick. Cinnamon's good for you anyway. So about maybe a third of the package of cinnamon chips. And because it is cinnamon, I guess I should move my spoon or my spatula there. So you just do as many or as few as you like. Give it a good dusting of cinnamon. There we go. Just a little. And then we're going to go with the chocolate chips. And we get as few or as little as you like. We love chocolate, so. And most of my clients, I'm sure, love chocolate as well. So, here we go. So you can see a little bit of the cinnamon as well as the chocolate. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my nuts and put them in the food processor. And I only do, I need my blade back in, maybe a half cup. You don't really need a lot because you just want pieces. get this on here. So on my nuts, I'm going to go ahead and take a couple handfuls, pretty good sized handfuls, maybe, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup of nuts. And you're just going to put this on pulse. Now you could hand chop these. So I did that the last time. 6 or 8 hits on the pulse and your nuts are ready to go. You don't have to chop them because sometimes pecans can land all over the place, all over the kitchen. Most nuts do. They just kind of take off on you. So, and I like quite a few nuts on this. Well, my husband does. So that was a perfect amount. And if you've got some pieces that are more whole, you can change that pretty easily. Just break them. And you could leave them whole and have it like strategically place them so each cookie bar gets one, however you like to do it. This is, and then you've got your can of sweetened condensed milk. And I took the label off because I wanted to see the recipe that was under it. And it was another cookie bar. So this is pretty cool to use for cookie bars. And you don't have to be exact, but you definitely want to drizzle it over the whole thing. And I'm a lefty, so I'm sorry if I'm blocking your view. Okay, and that's really it. You don't really have to mess with it. This goes in a 350-degree oven until it's just bubbly, and you'll know because that sweetened condensed milk just gets ooey gooey on the outside and bubbles up. It's pretty cool. So let's get that in the oven, and I'll bring you back when it's all done and it comes out. So you can see how delicious and how bubbly this gets. So you've got to let this cool completely before you try to take it out of the parchment. It's still really gooey right now. Okay, so now we have our very cold cookie bars done. And this is the easiest way. Trust me, if you do this in this pan, you're going to have it stuck to the side. It just, the sugars and everything, it's just much easier to clean up. And so you're just going to kind of pull the parchment away. Just like that. And it's going to come away. Now, this is still really sticky and gooey. And you could do this a couple of different ways. You can see this. Just cut right through it, just like that. And depending on how big or how small you want to cut these, they don't have to be big because they're really sweet and rich. So a little goes a long ways. Just cut right through. One more this way. Let me get these all cut up and put on my plate, and I'll show you. Look at how delicious those look. And like I said, I'm not a huge sweets eater, so I cut a little one in half for me because that's all I have. But you can see the layer of the graham cracker crust and then the chewy, ooey nuts and cinnamon and chocolate. So let's take a taste and see what we got. They're sweet, but not too sweet. I think the nuts help balance that out. And they're definitely chewy. A little bit of crisp from the nuts and the crust on the bottom. It's absolutely a wonderful treat. So I hope it inspires you to make these because they're super easy. Everyone that I've given them to loves them. So, and these are going to get bagged up and given as gifts. So I can't wait to see you next time on the next recipe or the next critter update. You never know. All right, guys. God bless.